DESIblitz.com.
Well, first of all, welcome, author GhostWriter, and thank you so much for speaking with me and on behalf of DESIblitz. So you are the founder and creator of Power and Women, which is your new short novel on domestic violence from a gender-neutral point of view. So I have a few questions for you. Where did your inspiration for the short story come from?
The inspiration, I think, came from myself, my circumstances, my situation, and I think living through things in life that inspired me to write. And I've been writing anyway since I was 11 years old. And then, took a break in between things that have happened throughout my life. And then start rewriting 2007, took a break again. And then here I am today on the short story, Women and Power, Gender Neutral on Domestic Violence.
And you dedicate this short story to the women and men of today's and tomorrow's generation. So what were your goals for this book?
My goal is motivation, inspiration, role model. I took myself out of my comfort zone and decided to write a short story because not everyone's a book reader. So my whole idea, which worked out naturally for me, was to inspire every man and woman, every boy and girl out there, LGBT, regardless what gender, what transgender or what sexuality you choose to go into, no problem. Gender neutral on domestic violence, abuse doesn't recognize gender. That's why I dedicated it to the forthcoming generation that abuse does exist, but you can make that change.
It is honestly amazing that you're challenging these stereotypes. So what would you say to men, especially the South Asian community, who feel as though they need to live up to this macho, masculine stereotype and they can't seek support if they're feeling vulnerable?
Well, my advice to you is if you are a man who is going through abuse, there is help out there. There are quite a few organisations out there. One is Mankind Initiative. Women and Power is a gender-neutral piece which has just a character. It has no age, no ethnicity, no culture, no beliefs are related to the piece. Now, if you were a man and you picked up this piece and you read it, it actually tells you there is help out there. You can break your silence. It's all about judgment, perception. Men feel that they are judged because they have to have this masculine aura. But no, it's not necessarily. Some men don't raise their hand at all and they will continue and accept the abuse. But sometimes they have to say stop. And I think for them, I think it's more about other men judging them. I would say, forget what everybody else thinks, break that cycle, break away from that abuse. It's very simple. Doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, abuse doesn't recognize gender.
Amazing. I think alongside of abuse, the themes of hope and power are in the novel too. Why did you feel that hope was necessary to include?
Because we live on hope. Hope is a glimmer of light, the shimmer in everybody. And that little bit of light, that spark, we all have it. It's just igniting it. So the power is within you. The power is to take back the power or control back from the perpetrator. And the way to do that is to break your silence, to break away from a situation that has caused you nothing but mental health issues or homelessness. And that's what the piece also talks about, homelessness and mental health. And in the UK, mental health and homelessness is a big issue for men. And that's why I think it was more about equality as well as gender neutral, so that there is quality, not just women go through abuse, but men too.
And first of all, your writing is so captivating. I felt as though I was this character. Was it ever emotionally taxing for you to write, or did you ever have to take a step back because of how descriptive this piece is?
At the time when I was writing it, I'm a natural writer. And at the time, as a writer, when you write something, for me, I relived it. And there was no point where I took a break. I cannot explain it. I just write. I can write and write and write and write. And for me, yeah, there was an emotional point during the time when I wrote the piece. But at the same time, I had to step out and think about the people out there. It was the piece, the more I wrote about it, the piece was no longer about me or about the author. The piece became a character. It's all about the character now, and it's all about the gender neutrality about it. And it's about the victim now. And that's why I dedicate it to everyone out there, because especially the forthcoming generation, I really want to be a role model for them and say to them, look, you can break away from this cycle, this abuse, because you don't have to put up with it.
That's such an inspirational message. And one thing I know the DESIblitz readers will want to know about is, what do you enjoy most about writing?
I love writing. I just write. I write all the time. I can write on my iPad, my phone. What do I enjoy writing the most about it is because there's facts in it. There's truth in it. There's transparency. My authenticity is in it. And I think for readers, as a writer, I think it's about leadership. For me, it's about leading the script in a way that I can captivate the audience and say, actually, you know what? I resonate with this. This is facts. This is true. This does happen. This exists. So I think for me, it's about telling the truth, letting the truth out and saying to people, no, this does exist. This happens because I am that living proof.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to a young South Asian woman who wants a career in writing and just doesn't know where to start?
I think whether you're a man or a woman, boy or a girl who wants to write, I think believe in yourself, I guess. I mean, I never believed in myself up until Women in Power was published. I mean, I've written loads of stuff. I mean, I've written The Forgotten Face, I'm a bad guy. I mean, I've got loads of stuff out there that's written, and I think because I'm a writer in gender neutral, I think it's the style of my writing, which is very different. I've been told very, very like rhythmic. You know, it's got a rhythm on it, and I think if you feel that you've got that talent, that gift, put your pen to paper, write your story, let people know. Tell people what's gone in your life, and I think it's about giving that people strength, that power, that you can make a change, and if it means by writing, and even if you don't want to be a writer for you just want to be a writer for your own personal things, do it because you'll never know.
So do you have any exciting plans for the future that we should know about?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I do motivational talks. I've done a few chat shows, so I am, going out. I do have plans of what I'm doing. And I've also started writing another piece, which will be, again, a short piece, because I found this niche market, this gender neutral market, for short stories, because I think not many short stories are out there and everyone just writes a big thick book. So yeah, I mean, at the moment I'm concentrating on women and power, getting women and power out there, because it's more based on domestic violence, which is the most taboo subject within whether the South Asian community or you're in Caucasian community or you're a black, it doesn't matter. But at the moment, domestic violence for me at the moment is a big issue that I really want to conquer, especially the taboo side of it. And then the mental health, the stigma around the crazy part of, people calling people crazy because they've got mental health. No, it's an illness. It's about well-being. And then you've got the homelessness, that the UK are more, men are on the streets than women. Why is there so much shortage for homing for men? So, yeah, I mean, currently, I have got a few things in the pipeline, working with other organisations, and organisations are approaching me because of my gender neutral niche market idea. So now they want, and the platform is growing, so people want to join and say, look, what can we do? What can we do to bring your platform more to the audience? And I'm not just national, but internationally as well.